Hello again, this is Professor Hartley, and in this video I'm going to go through the steps that you need to go through in order to be working with this program here called Blog Touch Pro on iPhone in order to create your blogger posts directly through your phone. Now for me that wouldn't be a very good approach. I'm not very versatile in doing lots of texting and so on my phone, but for some of you this might be second nature and be a really good way for you to operate. But in any case, you can see here I've downloaded from the App Store this program Blog Touch Pro, and in reading online I've seen that the free version isn't very helpful. The Pro version is only $5, it's $4.99 or something like that, and definitely worth downloading, especially if you find yourself, in a waiting room or some situation where you know you need to get your blog in on time, but you're not at your computer. For most of our work, I'm assuming you're going to want to be at your computer, but a lot of things are changing these days. And as I said, you might be just as comfortable working on your phone. So let's just open the app up. And now you can see it brings you into immediately this list of published posts that you already have on there. And so for instance, right here, this is the file that I've been working with all of you. And here you can see the different segments that I took you through. And one of the things I'm noticing here is that the PowerPoint that I put in and embedded and the Word doc have this sign-in feature. So for you to get access to these, or for your readers to get access, they're going to have to be able to share the accounts that you are storing these docs on. So if you don't have your own server somewhere where you can upload these and make them available to the public, then you might not want to use these embedding features unless you're using our OneDrive and basically sharing it with the classmates. And for our purposes, that's a good idea. I just want to let you know that in the future, if you're creating your own blog posts, that might not be especially helpful or even possible unless you have your own server somewhere. So we're now in this particular post, and if you see the three dots up in the right hand corner, upper right hand corner, if you click on those, suddenly you see that's a menu, and here are different things you can do. Now, one of the things you would probably want to do, especially if you're building each post piece by piece as you get a chance, is simply go into Edit, and here I am, and I'll just scroll down to the bottom so that I'm not interfering with anything I've done so far. And as in any other phone app, it brings up the keyboard here. So I'll press return, and now I can just type anything I want, post it in, and then press the publish button up in the upper right hand corner again. And there it is. Now if we open that file up again and go down to the bottom, you can see, actually I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay, here it is. It was in between the files there. So there it is. Hi. So now let's go back to here. One of the things that the phone might be especially useful for is this add comment feature. So if you're into, I'm assuming this works in somebody else's Blogger post. I don't know anybody using Blogger, so I haven't had a chance to do this myself. But if you just click on Add Comment, this is me. I'm logged in as Professor Hartley. Again, you click into the text screen and just say hi. Send it, and there's a comment. Obviously, your comments on your group mates' posts will need to be longer than simply one word, but this is one way to get your comments in on their posts. So let's take another look. I'm not familiar at all with this app, in part because I don't do a lot of creation of files on my phone, and also I don't use Blogger very much. But here's share post. Let's just see where that takes you. Okay, share link, share content. There's various ways you can send that to people, probably through email, upload to Facebook, and so on. More options. Reload from Blogger, change post status, comments, sentiment. Let's see what that is. I haven't looked at that yet. They're 100% neutral. Nobody gave any hearts to my post yet since I just created it, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's seen it. So now go back here and delete post. If you put up a post and then realize you don't want it, you can get rid of it. In fact, let's go back up in the upper left-hand corner. I don't have a cursor on the phone here, so it's a little harder. I'm hoping I'll be able to get in and do some editing for this so that you can see where I'm going on the phone. In that upper left-hand corner, we can get back into the files. And for instance, let's open this one and go back to these, and let's tell it to delete post. Permanently delete it? Yes. Let's go ahead and do that. Since these are just test posts right now, that's perfectly fine for my purposes. Now we're back into the main list of posts here under published, and this in the upper right hand corner you can see the typical square with the pencil up there. You can click on that, and here's how you can do your own posts from here. So I'll just say new test post, and you'll see why I don't do a lot of posting online. I'm not very good at texting. New test post, or talking and typing at the same time. So now let's just say hi again, and you can publish. And in a moment, see, here's the post I just created, and there it is. We can read it. We can also get into it again, edit it. So we'll get into editing. This brings you basically back into the same place you were when you were creating it. So if I return a couple times, notice in the center of the screen there are options for dealing with the font. For instance, let's say bold text. Let's just type that in. And now I will select. I'm going to press select and select all of that. And what I'm going to do now is press bold. And I just made that text bold. So I'll return a couple times. And there are various options here where you can do different things. You can center the text. There's bold, center, create a new paragraph, and the fancy F there gives you a chance to get in and change the font that you're working with. There are a limited number of fonts here, but they're pretty good range of possibilities there. I won't do that at the moment, but now the little paintbrush, I haven't used that yet. Oh, font color. Okay. So use as font color, use as highlight color. So let's cancel for a moment, and I'll just type in a new word, and again select that. Oops. You can see I'm not very used to doing this. Now I'll go back to the F, oh not the F, back to the paintbrush. Use as font color, and you can pick the color down here. So let's just choose this red, and now you can see that we've got some red text there. Now obviously you can do that with all the other features here. You can do highlighting, so you can do the color of the background behind the text, and so on. I won't go through that right now, but let's cancel that. The next point here is to insert pictures. So you can get into your photo library. and choose a picture from there, and as soon as you do, it'll pop up right into your post here. Now, what's over here? Okay, ordered lists and unordered lists. I won't do that at the moment, but we can all get into that later in the semester if we need to. Now, what's over here? Okay, good. This is for different sizes of text. And then, I'm not quite sure, I guess. I don't really know what the keyboard figure is now. I'll get back to you if I discover something. And now, publish. Let's get back to here, and here we are. I had the bold text and the colored text. So basically, that's it. You can do pretty much anything you can do on your laptop, your computer, and so on in a simple post. Once you get into more complicated things, and there actually aren't a lot of more complicated things available in Blogger, that would be more the case with WordPress, then you basically, if you're familiar and fluent with phones, you can do quite a bit with this. These settings down at the bottom left-hand corner gives you lots of different things you can set up. Multi-photo selection. Oh, that's a good feature. Right now it's just set up to allow you to do that, to compress uploaded photos, which is a good idea because when you take them on a really good camera these days on your phone, they're going to be a large file. So it's good to keep them small, not simply for storing them, but also for other people uploading them onto their phones, for instance. So pages, let's get into there. Earlier in one of the tutorials, I created a page, and here it is. I actually did some editing with the this particular app on here before, and there you can see different things I was able to do. There's the highlighting. I changed the fonts, made some italic, and so on. So that's about it. You can take a look at your drafts. I don't have any drafts. And offline, you can create a whole post before actually making it live. I'm never especially interested in that because you can always edit in the future. And in terms of our class, you'll be allowed to do some editing, so I'm not too worried about final posts. Editing is an important part of the writing process. So I hope that's helpful in terms of using an iPhone, and as I said, I will give you some links to some other tutorials for using Android. There doesn't seem to be a lot out there for Blogger, but I'll provide what I can. So there it is.